Welcome to AskStuart.com, where today I'm answering a question from Becky in Vancouver around negativity when getting started in business. So here's Becky's question. My partner is not very supportive around my online business goals. In fact, he thinks I'm in dreamland, and anytime I talk about the business, we end up arguing. Do you have any advice for individuals like me who experience negativity from their spouse? Well, I think it goes without saying that almost anybody that I've ever spoken to who's gone out and started a new business, especially something that goes against the norm, experiences negativity or individuals who, let's just say, aren't very supportive in their venture. And I think there's many different reasons for it. Some people are just assholes, and you just have to accept that. But more normally, and I think it's important to understand this, it's just because you're really challenging people in a way where they're questioning their own lives. Maybe it's triggering some of their own insecurities or their own disappointments. I actually remember when I first came across this idea of starting an online business as an affiliate marketer, and I shared the business model and my ideas and what I was looking to do with an uncle of mine. And I'll never forget how he just completely shot me down with his pessimistic views and opinions. And the more he did it, the more I told him about, well, there's all these people that I've found and seen, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And he said, well, that sounds like a scam. If that was possible, more people would be doing it and everything else. And this is back in 2008. And I remember it really deflated me. And in many respects, it did knock my confidence. He, 20 years older than me, had some experience in business, nothing to shout about. But I do remember thinking, am I making a mistake? And he really did make me question my own sanity. Good thing is that didn't last very long. I got re-inspired as I continued to educate myself and follow other individuals who were a little bit more aspirational in my life than what he was, and it all turned out okay. But I think the important thing to know is this, is that whenever you talk about big goals and big visions and big dreams, it's going to trigger a lot of people, because a lot of people are stuck in their own ways. And if you think about it, a lot of people do really just drift. One job, anticipation of working 40, 50 years in that job, the hope of successful retirement down the line, and all of the things that we think are normal are what a lot of people are stuck in. That's their tunnel vision. And so if you were to, as an example, talk about building a business around your passion and traveling as much as you want around it and having way more free time and making more money, it makes people skeptical and really deep down, whether they even know this or not, really question their own choices and their own lives. So it's very natural as humans to be defensive around anything that questions our own decisions in life. So I've only really found one thing that is almost guaranteed to work in this situation, whether you're experiencing negativity from a spouse, friends, colleagues, that kind of thing. And very simply, it's to just not talk about it. And, for me, the moment I started to stop shouting about all my dreams and goals and the things I wanted to achieve was the moment that I didn't really have to worry about other people's negativity and reactions. And I think it's really important with that in mind that you do find your community and you do find people who are inspiring you. Get to events or seminars or online communities and make sure that there are people that you can connect with and talk to and witness their transformation, because that at the end of the day is what's going to keep you going, keep you moving forward and stop you from questioning your own sanity, but more importantly not getting sucked into other people's lack of awareness around what's possible, or dampen your aspirations of what you want to achieve in your own life. Now, one of the things that I do get asked a lot is, should I leave my partner? And people do ask me, and I'm always like, look, whoa, I am definitely not a relationship advisor. And I think when it's your spouse, it's one of the hardest things if you're not being supported by them, and it can really discourage any sort of moving forward when you're in that situation. So this is what I will say on that, and this is again just from partly my own experience, but more of what I've witnessed, is I think that if you keep quiet and maybe you have a conversation, look, I'm doing my own thing, I've got my own goals, I'm going to give it a go, see how I go, and just keep it low key. And you then go on, which you should do, to get results. They're going to come around. When they start seeing that you've made a bit of money, you've got a successful business going, stuff starting to happen, they will start to support you. And if they don't, here is what I would say. This is my take on it. I think one of the most important things around a successful, happy, fulfilling relationship is having a good degree of shared values and vision. Now, if you're somebody with huge aspirations and you have the aspirations for freedom and abundance and to live the good life, and you are in a situation where, whether it's your spouse or those around you are completely the other way, you have to ask yourself, is it worth staying in that situation? Because you're only going to get disillusioned or dragged back in your own goals and your own vision. So you really have to sort of question if it gets to that point, to whether you're in the right relationship, whether that be your husband, your wife, your spouse, whether it be the friends in your circle of influence. I've got to tell you, my circle of friends today are a completely different circle of friends I had 10 years ago. Now, somebody on the outside might judge and be like, oh, he left all of his broke friends, his friends that are depressed in their jobs, and, he's moved on to all of his wealthy, successful friends. And, the reality is I couldn't care less whether my friends or not are financially successful, geographically free, successful entrepreneurs or not. But I absolutely do care about how I feel when I'm in their space, when I'm in their company. Do I enjoy being around them? And if the answer is no, and you just happen to have grown up in a way that is very different to your school friends or your original circle of influence, then sometimes you just have to accept that you're not the same person anymore. You've moved on, and you're now connecting and choosing to spend your time with people who are more like-minded. And I really do only have maybe 2 friends from my childhood, and all of my buddies that I really enjoy spending time with. And the people the couples that I like to spend time with, they're in great relationships, they're happy, they're positive, and the same with my business colleagues and my friends. My best friend is my business partner, Jay. Most of the time that I spend in my social life is with either people who work with us, for us, or people that are similar in mindset around life and abundance and freedom and fun and impact and doing something bigger than the 9-to-5 grind. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. So be open to growth. And in my experience, a lot of people will not only accept it, but will join you in the journey. Just ask yourself, if it gets to the point where things are really starting to happen for you, if there needs to be a shift in your surroundings. Because I'm a big believer of when you look, and this isn't something that I made up, but when you look at your life, it's very likely that the 5 people that you spend most of your time with are going to be in similar situations, similar income goals, similar health goals, similar relationships, because it's at the end of the day, you do become your surroundings. And if you're surrounded by happy, positive, fulfilled, motivated, driven, successful people, you're going to tend to flow in that space. If you're surrounded by more pessimistic, negative, cheaters, people that are disrespectful, rude, chances are that that's going to rub off on you in some way or another. So just be very selective on that as well. But I think the ultimate answer is, especially in the beginning stages, is just talk less and do more. Talk less and do more. Focus on your business, focus on your goals. They'll either come around or they won't, and then it's up to you what you do once the success is there. That's it for now, and I'll see you in another video on askstuart.com very soon. Take care.